Joining us now over the phone, another Benzie County coach, ladies and gentlemen, head coach for Benzie Central Track Field, Mr. Asa Kelly. Asa, practices started yesterday, but man, how we feeling?
Excited. One of my favorite days of the year. Every spring and every fall. Two of my favorite days of the year when we get to start season. So it's a long winter break, and it's nice to be back with the kids again.
Absolutely. So this year, obviously, you guys bring a lot back. I mean, we could ramble all in all about Hunter Jones. I mean, obviously, probably the best distance runner in the state, but I think his resume is pretty solid, pretty out there in the open. You bring back Loya Stavanovich, a state champion. You got Miley Kelly, too, your daughter, looking at state championship. I mean, how excited are you for just this squad in general this year?
Yeah, that was one thing we addressed the first day of practice is we have a load of talent on this team, a load of experience on this team. Many kids that have been to the state finals and been up on the podium at the state finals. So always looking to improve on those from the previous year. Obviously, get back to where you were, but then improve upon those if possible. Obviously, with kids like Hunter and Gloria, when you're state champion, you want to maintain, you want to get back up to that highest level again, which is a lot easier said than done. But very excited about this year's group. Just excited to see some of that snow melting, and hopefully we'll see our track team.
Man, that's the one thing I still can't shake about Northern Michigan at this point. But one kid you have come back to in the hurdles is Tyrone Brule. I mean, first of all, when I see hurdles, I think no. But last year as a sophomore, this dude came on the scene, wanted to make the state finals. What do you hope to see him accomplish this season?
From what I've seen, watching Tyrone in football and then in wrestling as well, outstanding seasons for both for him. As a sophomore, he really just kind of came upon his own last year and really became a monster in the hurdles. But he's a little bit bigger. He's definitely stronger than last year. He has the confidence and kind of what you alluded to there with the hurdles. That's the key. You have to be confident. You have to be willing to attack the hurdles. You have to be fearless when it comes to the hurdles. So yeah, for him coming back this year, he's got that taste of the state finals. He got a couple medals around his neck. There's one guy, the same guy, in both events that he's going to be chasing, and literally finished like fractions of a second ahead of him in both events last year. So it should be really interesting to see. We probably won't see this kid. He's from Napoleon. I don't think we'll see him all season until the state finals because they're on the opposite side of the state as us. But Tyrone should be one of the strongest hurdlers in this area. And as soon as wrestling got done, I want to say the day wrestling got done, he was already texting me, hey, I want to start working on hurdles. So he's going to be a force.
Asa, I wanted to kind of ask you about last year and in the way the teams finished in the state finals. I believe the girls took 9th and the boys took 3rd. And just sort of that, load of talent that's coming back, and what are those expectations? Do you feel that those expectations have stayed where they are and maybe even moved a little further, or how do you feel that's shaping out?
We with the boys, we addressed the elephant in the room from day one. I mean, the amount of talent this team has. On paper, they should be one of the favorites right there to be state champions this year. The teams that both teams that beat us, the cupboards are pretty much empty. They lost everybody that scored for them, and we didn't. So, boys, we returned all of our points that were at state finals, plus we add some points to that table, most likely. And then for the girls, tons of experience up top. We're just hoping that experience can, rub off on some of those younger girls, and they'll jump on that bandwagon and get more kids to the state finals and maybe improve on that 9.
I wanted to talk to you about some of the seniors from last year. Off the top of my head, I couldn't remember how many you guys had, but I know, for instance, you guys lose Devin Harris, who was tremendous for you guys, and obviously the long jump, and just kind of giving you an opportunity to talk about some of those kids that you did lose and how you guys plan to reload those events.
Yeah, I would say I can start with Devin for sure. The biggest thing with a kid like Devin is all heart, all work. The kid just brought it every single day. Never let a talent, or a lack of talent ever get in his way. He worked his heart out every single day he was there. So he's a huge loss there, more so in his leadership. And another one would be Ike Kacheski. For the boys' side, same thing. He's always been a phenomenal athlete. He always was all the way throughout his career. But was another great leader, and whatever we needed done, Ike would make sure it got done. Those are probably the two biggest losses on the guys' side. Most of those boys are coming back this year, which is a great thing. On the girls' side, Elise Johnson, hands down, biggest loss. Elise was a do everything. I mean, she's a Swiss Army knife. She could run 100 up to the 2 mile and do them really well, and even high jump and long jump. I mean, she could do everything. So she was one that, and again, highest level of leadership and experience. She was multiple time all-state girl in track. So she's a really, really big loss for us too. And then the other one on the girls' side that was a huge loss is Lyeth Ramirez in the throws. She was school record holder in the discus, all conference or all region, qualified in the state finals both her junior and senior year. So she's a huge loss for sure for the girls.
You know, Asa, I wanted to kind of ask you, being that you've been here for as long as you have, and you've been doing this for as long as you have, you know, both cross country, track and field. What are the challenges, and I guess how have you adapted to being in Northern Michigan when you talk about first day of practice, snow on the ground, trying to get in shape, trying to focus on different things? You know, how does the weather impact you, and how have you learned to sort of sidestep that as a coach?
Great question. Yeah, so this is my 20th year, and we've been on the track sitting in the bleachers the first day, and we've had snow at our first meet in April. So we just run the gambit. You know, I was hoping all winter when we had a lot of those warm-ups and everything would melt, that's how we'd start. And then, lo and behold, get another round of snow. So for us, our sprinters and throwers, especially sprinters, they're going to be inside for a little while until it warms up. Distance kids, we don't really have a problem. We go outside. You know, it's fine. Most of these kids have done it in the winter and stuff, so it's not a big deal. We're just go get outside as soon as they can. Our new fitness center, we used that yesterday, and it's phenomenal. I mean, to have all those treadmills and spin bikes and ellipticals, and plus all the brand new weight equipment, and it's huge. I mean, it's got so much space. So we had all the throwers and all the distance runners in there, and nobody was stepping on each other's toes. So that's a nice asset to have that we've never had until this season. And the kids love it. Kids absolutely love it. So, but you make it work. It's kind of one of those get to spring break, and then you hope and pray that everything's gone by the time you get back from spring break, and you can start getting warmer and warmer.
Ace, the last question here. We'll get you back up on your way here. So you made it pretty apparent that, at least talent-wise, there's a lot for this group to like. But outside of just the talent, what do you like most about this group?
Outside of the talent, I think you bring a lot of different kids together. They may not be best friends, and you bring different sizes and body types and all those things together. Girls and guys, obviously, too. So you're bringing, football players and cross-country runners and volleyball players and wrestlers and basketball players and bowlers and, the whole gambit together on one team. And that's always the funness, so to speak, of track. It's also a challenge, because you are bringing different mindsets and experiences together onto one team. But I think that's the fun challenge as coaches every year, to get them to appreciate each other and each individual talents and abilities. So a 3,200 runner can appreciate a shot putter, et cetera, et cetera. And once you can really get that, that's when you get that team dynamic, and that's when you become pretty dangerous. So I think the fact that we do bring back a good amount of talent and experience in a variety of events, it's not just like, oh, we're just a distance heavy team, or we're really good in the throws. We bring it across the board. So that's fun too. And I feel like that's always a good, indicative sign of a good program when you can go to the state finals, or you can compete across the board and see how many relays you can get, because that really shows how strong your team is. But to bring distance runners and sprinters and throwers and jumpers, that's a good indication of your program, and to be 100% honest, of your coaching staff. And I would put our coaching staff against anybody in the state. We just have so many great coaches on for our varsity staff. I mean, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coaches for our varsity staff alone. Most of which have, college experience, some of which were, four of those 7, went to Benzie themselves. So that's always nice too. But, they're just an outstanding group of people that love working with kids and have a ton of experience working with kids. And, our kids, I don't know if they know how fortunate they are to have the people that are leading them.
Well, Asa, we appreciate your time, my man. Best luck to you this season.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.